Every few months, we're joined in the studio by AAron Capouellez, who's here with us today. AAron, it's always good to have you here.
Thanks, it's good to be here.
And here to talk about the exciting things that he has going on in his life. So, first of all, AAron, what have you been doing with your summer?
This summer has been different than the last few summers and the last few years. I've just really been focusing on this upcoming school year. There's a lot of things I've been preparing for. There's a lot of places that have opened up their doors for me to come in as a speaker, and I've just been developing that way. I really wanted to change up the way that I've been speaking.
Mm-hmm. So, what have you been preparing for with the months ahead?
It goes a lot with what I just answered. I really wanted to change because it's weird when I say that, but I wanted to get more intellectual with a lot of my messages, and I wanted to be a thought provoker. I wanted to say things, and I wanted to kind of make people think about it. And now there's a decent sized audience that's looking, trying to listen to what I'm saying, and I just wanted to, be more of an example. I wanted to have more to say, and I wanted to have more weight with my words. So I changed that up, and I also had been figuring out what I was. I wasn't really one of those kids who searched for identity, but a lot of people would probably ask, how does all this speaking engagements and how does all this, like with crew and everything, kind of come together? You said you wanted to be a pastor. Like, how do you tie all this stuff in? And I had a good talk with one of my friends, actually, and he asked me the same thing, and I said, well, I had to think about the here and now for the first time, and what am I right now? Whenever I thought about it, I spent the whole month of June really thinking about that, and first I would say I'm an evangelist. I'm somebody who's always going to bring the message different places. That's how that ties in. And also I'm a social media missionary where, the work I'm doing, it could reach people down here, in Johnstown. It could reach people in different states. It could reach all over the place, honestly. So on the road to becoming a pastor, this is just where I'm at right now. So I'm embracing that, and I wanted to get more prepared to deal with what I'm facing this upcoming school year with all of the things going on with, political position now at Penn Highlands, and a leadership position at Crew, and a community leader position with speaking in the area.
AAron is a graduate of Greater Johnstown High School, also current student at Pennsylvania Highlands Community College, in a leadership role there. And, for those that may be listening to you or watching this video for the first time, AAron, you mentioned Crew, C-R-U.
Yes.
What exactly is that?
Crew is the Christian club up at Penn Highlands, but it's bigger than Penn Highlands. It goes the whole East Coast, and it's honestly, I think, from Florida the whole way up to Maine, and they're just a Christian organization. It's also like the Fellowship of Christian Athletes that we have here at Johnstown, and they have one at UPJ. It's just a good cause. There's a lot of things. It's pretty much another missionary work, and it enables college students to go on their campuses and to be able to talk about their faith and to live it out, and it's just a positive thing.
Yeah. And you obviously are juggling a lot of balls in the air. So tell me, how are you going to handle leadership with Crew and College Senate as student body vice president up at Penn Highlands?
See, that's an important question because whenever I was looking at running and I saw what days they would meet with all the important people up there and what days Crew meets, I didn't want any to overlap because then I would miss one or the other, and I'm needed in both. So the student body vice president, the meetings that he has to go to or they have to go to, they would meet on Thursdays and Crew meets on Tuesdays up at Penn Highlands. So it kind of balanced itself out. And it's two different things, but I'm able to go and make plans with the important people, and then I'm able to also bring people in that are from Crew. So it's beneficial for the club I'm involved with, but it's also cool because of the background I have going into a political position. A lot of people, I don't know, it seems like it'd be more interesting being known for being a Christian and going into a status like that.
We've talked about this before, but one thing, busy people that have all these activities going on at the same time, especially as a college student, I think one of the one of the intangible things that you get out of the college experience is how to discipline your time, which
Yeah.
makes you a better person also, right?
Yes. Yeah, that's big. And I had to look for priorities. You know, I'm a student first, and the club and student senate, those all are nice. But if I can't meet the grade requirements, then I can't be the vice president. And you know, if I'm failing college, then I can't go. I can't go to cruise. So you have to study first, and then you have to prepare for the other stuff as well.
So tell us, in your speaking and all that you've done to address the public, what's going to be different this year compared to the last 4?
Well, this time, as I said earlier, actually, I'm going to be making a bit of a change with the way that I'm presenting. You know, I looked at what I am. You know, I'm an evangelist, and I'm also a social media missionary. There's a lot more opportunities that I'll have this year to really get out there in the community. But I really think the biggest difference is the way that I'm handling the position that I'm in, as I've shared in different messages. But for some of you on the radio who haven't been a part of that or heard that, where I work and different places that I've been, there's a lot of people who are looking up to me, whether they're older than me or younger than me. There's a lot of people just in general that see me and they see hope. And so I had to take that role more serious this year because I'm working down in Stuver's Riverside Nursery and I see the kids. I'm bringing an Under Armour book bag and like a whole thing of Gatorade, and the next thing I do, I turn around and I see them doing that.
Nice.
And I see some of my friends, they start listening to the bands I'm listening to, and I see the impact that I have more this year than what I have the past few years, which has been the change that I felt that I needed to make.
Right.
Because now that people are starting to listen and see what's going on, now is the best chance to get a part, you know, to be a part of the culture, to be relevant and relatable, but to also stand firm with what you believe is what I've really been focusing on this whole summer.
Yeah, very important principles. And, you know, I've said it to you before, Aaron, I'll say it again, but you're very poised with this. You see somebody that's very comfortable with spreading this message, and I give you a lot of credit for that.
Thank you.
What's the next big project that you're working on?
Well, there is one project that I've been reaching out to some of my mentors for, some of the guys around the area, and I will be interviewing some of those guys. We'll have a sit-down conversation. Somebody will be recording it, and I will actually be sharing with my Facebook audience. I don't know if it'll go on the YouTube page, but what those guys really meant to me. Also, there's some big events. I don't want to give too many dates right now because things are still in the process of working out. But we're hoping to have a big event up at UPJ second week of September. But I'll have more information hopefully next time I come down or on Facebook. But yeah, it'd be a good night if we can get this to work out.
Good. Well, best wishes to you, and always enjoy this time that we spend with you. We know how busy you are. And sure, we'd love to have you come back in a couple more months to talk about all this stuff.
Yeah, thank you. I definitely would appreciate it.
All right. Talk to you soon, Eric. Thanks.
Thanks for having me.
Sure. Yeah, man. We make it easy.